Hey everybody, it's Alex here, otherwise known as YaBonks. And on today's episode of The YaBonks Show, I have a very special guest with me today. I have Mancini, the founder of the Osmium blockchain. Mancini, do you want to say hi to the audience and let everybody know a little bit about yourself?
Hey everyone, Mancini here. It's awesome to be here. I'm really pleased with being able to talk to you, Alex. A little bit about myself. Well, I've been in crypto for over 3 years now. I've done a lot of stuff around tech before, dozens of years basically. And I've been involved with a few crypto projects in the past, most notably Raptorium, where I've spent over 2 years. And I started looking at other projects, as everyone does nowadays, and I've noticed something strange going on this cycle. I feel that the number of projects out there is increasing exponentially, and what's happening right now is that every single project that I see is trying to build an ecosystem on its own, and I think that it's inefficient and also very hard to do something like that. So I thought, why not create a project with the goal of creating an ecosystem for other blockchain projects out there so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. And that's how the idea to create Osmium was born, basically. So that's why we're here.
Awesome. So for those who aren't familiar with the Osmium blockchain, do you want to give a high-level overview or an elevator pitch about the Osmium blockchain?
Yeah. Well, as I've said, Osmium is all about innovation and designing an ecosystem for crypto projects. Yeah. So we want to create software that any crypto project or almost any crypto project can use. So ultimately, we want to build tools like a wallet. We want to build an awesome explorer, potentially a new mining pool. Because like all of the tools that are out there, I mean, there are some good tools out there, don't get me wrong, but like some of them are really outdated. And we feel that the whole ecosystem bit needs a refresher. So that's why Osmium was created. And this is what our chain is all about.
All right, awesome. So do you have any important news or dates or announcements that the audience should know about before we jump into this?
Yeah, there's three actually that come to mind right now. One revolves around our coin. We have 6-month reduction cycles where we reduce the block reward, and the first reduction is actually right around the corner. It's in about a month, actually less than one month, and the block rewards will be reduced by a little over 14%. So that's something that you might want to pay attention to. So if you want to grab those rewards before that, now's the time. And the two other dates that I currently want to talk about are connected to our development activities. The first project that we're currently working on is a wallet project. It's called Talon Wallet. And we've been developing Talon Wallet even before Osmium was created. So it's been in development since the end of last year. And we currently have 2 milestones that we've set basically last week. First, I want to do a live demo of where we are with the wallet, and that should happen in the second half of October. So that's pretty close. I'm really looking forward to that because it'll be the first time that we are going to be able to showcase what we've been working on to the entire community. And we are currently working really hard to get to first beta phase to basically have a fully functional wallet, like the first evolution stage of the development process, not the complete product, of course, but the first evolutionary step would be ready to be tested by some of our community members. It'll be probably a private beta, but it'll be available to some of our community members, and it should happen in January next year. So that's also pretty close, considering how long software development cycles typically last.
Good to know. So, from what I'm hearing and from all my research, we are very early to the Osmium blockchain, which, as most people who are listening know, that is often a very good thing if we are trying to make some money out here in the crypto space, which we all are. So I got to ask this question because this is what we're all here for. First off, for the most part, there are some very specific developers that will love to hear this conversation, but a lot of us are here because we want to make money in crypto. How can we make money in the Osmium blockchain?
Well, as in any other blockchain project, you can grab a few coins and expect their value to increase with time, which we believe it will. But, not financial advice. Do your own research, guys.
Of course.
But we believe in what we are doing, and we are working really hard to build the tools that we want. And we believe that if we create the ecosystem, and if we figure out a smart way of linking the Osmium blockchain to that ecosystem, it might be really interesting for everybody involved. So, one, grab those coins, and you can either mine them or you can buy them on the exchange. You can get a few coins really cheap in our community. From time to time, we do various giveaways or we do contests. So we only did a few, but we want to do more as time goes on. And of course, you can get even more coins if you decide to stack them in Masternodes and get Masternode rewards, which is currently probably the most efficient way of getting more coins if you already have a few.
Right, great to know. So there are plenty of ways to make money out here with the Osmium blockchain. It's super early. And before we really dive into some of the technical details here, I just have a couple things I want to say. First off, obviously, I'll repeat what Mancini said. This is not financial advice. This is a discussion about the Osmium blockchain. And also, do your own research and be responsible, be wise, and all that stuff. Now, with that out of the way, I want to give a huge shout out to Mancini and his team and the entire Osmium community for being so generous. They recently held a huge fundraiser for the animal sanctuary that I co-founded called Karma Farm Sanctuary, and they raised about $1,000 in a very short amount of time from their community, and we are so grateful for those donations. It is going to go directly to food costs, hay, bedding, and vet bills for rescued animals. We are a 501c3 nonprofit charity in the state of Florida in the United States called Karma Farm Sanctuary. So thank you so much, Osmium community, and thank you, Mancini, for putting that together. I want to say that was one of the ways that you very creatively put that fundraiser together. Can you explain the fundraiser you put together for us for Karma Farm Sanctuary?
Well, also, like the first thing that I want to do, I want to thank our community members for going at for like doing the donations, because like I was really thrilled. I mean, I wasn't expecting as much actually. So thank you so much, guys. It was a really like a very random thought that we had just discussing stuff in the team, and we basically managed to get this money together in about a week. And what we did, we just did a very simple contest where we said, let's put together some Osmium and we will just give this Osmium to the people that donate the most. And it grabbed some attention of our community members, and we were really glad that we could help the Karma Sanctuary, the Karma Farm Sanctuary, and the animals that they take care of.
Thank you so much for doing that. It was so thoughtful. Me and the board of directors and we have a huge community on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and X and Twitter, and everybody that I've talked to was blown away by the generosity from you guys. Special shout outs to Dan and Tiger and Squire and all the others that donated. Thank you guys so much. That was incredible. We won't forget that. All those donations go directly to helping animals in need, and you can follow along with all of those animals at Karma Farm Sanctuary on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and basically everywhere else. So thank you again for that. I love to see when a community comes together to do something really great for a good cause. So yeah, I had to say that for anybody listening. I know we have a lot of supporters for our sanctuary on the YaBonks channel. So you guys, for no other reason than just that, go follow Osmium everywhere and give some shout outs to them for being such a generous crypto community. So what makes the Osmium blockchain different than any other?
Well, the blockchain technology itself is not really that much different. We are a direct fork of Dash, and we did some changes in the blockchain code. We introduced merged mining, which was not available in Dash for a very good reason, to basically eliminate hash bombs. We picked Dash for a very specific reason. I mean, Dash has all the tools that we need to make Osmium work. Specifically, it has a decentralized governance layer, which we can use to drive our project forward. So we basically picked Dash for this particular reason, and lucky for us, except for the merged mining bit that we implemented ourselves, we already had everything that we needed on the blockchain and out of box, basically. So thank you, Dash. You're great. You rock.
Yeah, so that's good to know. So it's basically a Dash fork, and you have made some modifications to the blockchain code, like introducing merge mining. So for those who don't know what merge mining is, would you explain it to us?
Sure. With merge mining, you basically mine more than one coin with the same hash rate. So imagine you have a Dash miner, in our case, an X11 miner, and you mine Dash. And if you mine Dash on a pool that supports merge mining Osmium, you get Osmium coins with the same hash rate. So 100% of the hash rate goes into Dash, and 100% goes into Osmium. So it's a very efficient way to mine, and it's another way for people to get Osmium for free, basically, because you don't have any extra costs associated with mining it.
Very interesting. So with merge mining implemented here, you can mine Osmium as well as other tokens like Dash. Now, are these only the X11 tokens that can be mined?
Yes, basically, like the Dash can be, Osmium can be merged mine with any X11 coin right now.
And so is X11 the proof of work hashing algorithm that is used here then?
Yes, that is Dash's proof of work algorithm, and it is currently only ASICs mineable. So no GPUs, no CPUs. It's ASIC only, unfortunately.
Okay, good to know. So are there any ways we can mine this virtually using cloud-based services, or do we have to buy a physical ASIC miner hardware device?
Well, you can rent hash rate on places like mining rig rentals or stuff like that, or NiceHash, well, potentially. So one way is renting, and another way is physically owning an ASIC.
Okay. Now, in your documentation, I noticed the block rewards. A portion of them go to mining. So I believe 18% go to miners, and 72% go to masternodes. So could you explain the difference between miners and masternodes?
Sure. Well, miners, they basically make the blockchain tick. They're the ones that push the blockchain forward one block at a time. But that's basically it. And since, as I've mentioned before, most of them get Osmium coins for free in merged mining. Like nobody mines Osmium directly right now because it's not efficient anymore. So like all the mining, 99 point something % of Osmi is mined via merged mining. Yeah. So that's what miners do. They help our chain move forward, and the masternodes basically help us make decisions. Yeah, so what we've used from Dash is their decentralized governance system, which works in a very efficient way, where basically you can make decisions in your community on basically any topic that you want to make a decision on, and you use the masternodes as the voters. So every masternode has one vote in the system. And if we put a proposal into the blockchain, we basically ask the community what they want. Right now, we are using the governance layer for distributing Superblock rewards, which we allocate to our development. And so right now, every month, we put a proposal to our community if they are willing to allocate that budget to Talon development, and it's up to the community to decide. And if the community decides to fund something else, we do that. So we are totally community driven. I mean, we've talked about the donations. So we are building the community from the ground up. It's a very slow, organic process. We don't want to buy 5,000 users to have a massive community. We want it to grow slowly, gradually. We're a very friendly bunch. There is a couple of people that we've learned to love and we like a lot. I think we're an awesome community, and if you visit us in our Discord, I think you'll agree with me.
I've been in there for a while now, and I agree. It's a really nice community. Everybody's super helpful and interested in the technology. There's a lot of useful information in there as well. I learned a lot reading through the different channels in there. So masternodes are essentially how governance is handled in the Osmium blockchain. Now, you hear of things like a 51% attack, things like that. If somebody were to essentially buy their way in by buying a lot of Osmi as collateral and get 51% of the masternodes, essentially, and they get all the voting power to control the whole project. Are there any ways to prevent this from happening?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned this, because I've only talked about the governance layer of the masternodes. Like the other very important aspect of having masternodes is they basically create another layer of protection. I mean, everybody knows that chains can be 51% attacked by hash rate.
Yeah.
If you get over 50% of hash rate, you can basically create your own fork and you can do whatever you want with it and like leave the other part of the blockchain behind, which is very hard to do in blockchains with a functioning masternode layer, because the masternodes create a second security layer that basically washes over these potential attacks. So if you wanted to attack, say, Osmium, you would have to have 51% of the hash rate, which currently would be something over 1.5 petahash of X11 hash rate. So you could potentially rent that somewhere if you like have a lot of coins on your hand. But you would also need to own not just 50%, you would probably need to have something like 70% of all masternodes that are on the network, because the masternodes are randomly allocated to quorums that are generated on the network. And these quorums basically make sure that the blockchain functions correctly. So if you wanted to do something to the chain, you would need to basically take over these quorums, which are created randomly for masternodes, and you would basically need to own a large number of masternodes. And for a masternode to operate, you need to put up collateral. In our chain, it's 500 Osmi. So right now, at today's price, a node collateral will cost you somewhere around $1,700-$1,800. And we currently have over 260 masternodes on the network. So that's a lot of cash that you would have to put together to hurt Osmium. And then the question arises, why would someone want to do something like that and basically get rid of all that cash? Because like hurting Osmium would basically make their investment be equal to zero.
Yeah. It seems counterproductive. Now, I guess if this gets very big and is used in different, types of applications for companies or governments or banking, things like way down in the future, then I could see something like that being more, having more reasons for somebody to want to take that financial risk, even at their own detriment. Right, because they might have a political agenda or a company agenda, things like that. But for right now, it doesn't seem to make much sense. In fact, if somebody were to try that, it would pretty much, in my opinion, just bolster the whole blockchain up with a giant influx of capital and liquidity.
Exactly.
Bring it on.
Yeah, please try that. Buy 200 masternodes and... let's see what happens.
I love it. All right, so you said it's 500 Osmi that is needed as collateral to own and run a masternode. Is that right?
Yes, for a full masternode.
Okay. Now, what is the max supply here of the Osmi token?
The max supply is 1.21 million Osmi.
Okay.
So a fairly low supply coin. And roughly 2 masternodes worth of collateral are created every day.
Okay.
Right now, before the reduction. It'll reduce in about a month, as I've said.
Okay. And how much will that reduce by? Did you say?
14.4%.
14.
Right now, the full block reward is 1 coin, 1 Osmi. So it'll be like 0.856, something like that.
Okay. And what's the block frequency of your blockchain?
The theoretical correct value is 960 blocks per day. But of course, it never reaches that because blockchain. So we're at about 930, 940 per day.
Okay, and that breaks down to I think about 90 every 90 seconds or so.
Something like that. Yep. On average, yeah.
Okay. Now, okay. One thing I wanted to mention here: if I were to get 500 Osmi, say I buy 500 Osmi off the open market, and I want to become a masternode owner, what do I have to do? Do I have to set up my computer in a certain way, or is there some other way that I can do this?
There are actually several options of how people can take part in getting masternode rewards. The most obvious one is what you've mentioned, yeah, to get 500 coins and set up your own masternode. There's 2 ways of how you can do that. You either use your own machine, if you're a tech-savvy person and can follow simple instructions and are willing to check up on your server every now and then if it's running, you can just rent a VPS and set up your masternode on that. You basically need a server that is connected to the internet all the time. If not, the masternode gets banned on the network and you stop getting your rewards. So what we recommend users to do instead is to use services that run the node for you. And we have services like iNodez or Pecunia or the Node Factory for that, where you basically use their services, and they run the Masternode for you. And with iNodes and the Node Factory, you also have the option to take part in shared Masternodes, where you don't need to have the full 500 Osmi collateral, and you can start with a very small amount. I think it's as little as 5 coins. And what you do is you send your Osmi to our partners, and they create the nodes from a number of such amounts, and they split the node rewards proportionally to the individual users. I've there are some other services that offer shared nodes as well, but we tend to recommend these two because, well, first of all, we know the people that are involved. We've had real conversations with the owners. They are real listed companies, and we want you to be very careful when you're dealing with other providers that aren't.
Right, because you're essentially giving over custody of your tokens to a third party to manage for you, and then you take on a whole nother layer of custodial risk in that case, correct?
Yes, that is correct. But if you run your own node, or if you use a node hosting provider for your own node, the coins are in your wallet, so the risk is reduced.
Okay, so there are two types of ways to run or own a masternode. The first is through self-custody and deploying the masternode on your own server or a virtual private server that you are renting. And then the other way is using one of your partners like iNodez or the Node Factory. And there are opportunities there to do fractional node ownership. Is that what you said?
That's exactly what I said.
Very cool. So if I don't have the full 500 Osmi for an entire masternode yet, maybe I get 50 Osmi as my budget allows, and I can put that to work for me as a partial masternode through iNodez or the Node Factory, right?
That is correct.
All right, that is super cool. So good to know. Also, I'm showing the website. So for those who are just listening right now, I've pulled up their website. It's osmium.space, OSMIUM.space. And they have their white paper. It's very well documented. And there's a lot of good information here. You can also download their Talon wallet, TALON. It's called the Talon wallet. And it shows their exchanges. Go ahead.
It's not yet available. We're still developing it.
Oh, okay.
That's the project we're working on.
Right. So I was, I guess I was talking about
For what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get the Osmium wallet and set it up on your own computer. They have Windows, Apple, and Linux versions of it. And then they're working on the more feature-rich Talon wallet, as we were talking about earlier. Now, what exchanges is Osmium on right now? Where can I buy this?
We're currently on Xeggex and Dextrade, but virtually like all of the trading is done on Xeggex. There's next to nothing traded on Dextrade. The community has picked Xeggex, and they love it there. We are looking into some other listings, of course, but we still feel that we want the coin and the community grow a little, and we want to aim to a higher tier exchange as time goes on.
Okay, so Xeggex, that is spelled Xegggex for those who are listening. Xeggex exchange is mainly where the trading volume is right now, it sounds like. So all the information is here on the website in the white paper. There is the block reward breakdown here. We talked about how 18% of the block rewards go to miners, 72% go to masternode owners. Now, I see there's a 5% that goes to management fees, and 5% goes to super block rewards. You mentioned the Superblock rewards are for funding projects that are going on the Osmium blockchain. Could you explain what the 5% management fee is?
5% management fee is basically for marketing, for software licenses, for any tools that we need to run the blockchain. I use these coins to pay developers that work on the blockchain and some other things that we need to basically run the entire project. Yeah, so it's a reward for the team for creating the project on one hand, and on the other, it's to fund further development of the project. For example, if we do a new exchange listing, we have a special fund that we are currently creating, and we have started creating it from day one. And from time to time, we tap into these funds and we use the money to list on exchanges, for example. So that's what it is.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, so I think we covered a lot of the technical stuff here. Now, I guess mission-wise or philosophically, what do you see Osmium doing for the crypto space? Because I see a lot of verbiage here in the white paper about dedication to open source software and being an innovative ecosystem for developers. Could you explain to me kind of like what the mission of Osmium is?
Yeah, well, to expand on what I said during the introduction, we want to build a set of tools that other crypto projects that either exist today or starting to spread their wings or will come after us will be able to use and speed up their own development, their own paths. Because like every single crypto project that exists today needs these tools, and every crypto project spends a lot of time working on the same stuff. Mm-hmm. And we feel that that is very, very inefficient, and we want to fill that void. And there's a lot of tools out there that are used today that are pretty good, but some of them could be a little better, and that's what we're trying to do. We were basically trying to create frameworks and libraries and toolkits for other projects in the futures, and we'll need a lot of talent to build all that. Yeah, we need a lot of developers, and obviously, I'm not saying if you're a developer, call me and we'll figure something out. That's not what we're saying right now, because right now we are focused on the first beta of Talon wallet, and we already have the development team for that. But we are currently thinking about what the next product should be. And of course, once we get a short list together, we will have a discussion about that with our community. We might even do a vote on what the next product should be, or what the next products should be. We might launch multiple projects at the same time. And once the community decides, we will then have a discussion about whether we have the developers or we don't have the developers, and we'll look for talent, and we'll look for people that would be able to help us. Yeah, because obviously, what I don't want to do is to shout out into the world, like, developers, please let me know if you're available, because like we all know how the crypto space works. Yeah, you get like 1,000 direct messages on Telegram. Hello, I'm a full stack blockchain developer with 25 years of experience and everything. And unfortunately, it's very, very difficult to filter out the scammers. And unfortunately, 90% of these, at least 90% of these usually are. So we will probably pick our developers from the community. So if you want to be part of the development team, join the Osmium community, help us get to know you better, and we might pick you for our next product.
Okay, good to know. Now, what does Osmium mean? What is the story behind the name?
Well, the story, it was a little random, but also we wanted to pick a name that revolved around innovation and knowledge. And when we talked about these things, we came to the word osmosis, which is basically the process of accumulation of knowledge. But there already was a crypto project called Osmosis, so we said, now let's not do that. And one team member basically just said, well, why not osmium? Like it sounds cool. It's an atomic element. It's a precious metal and everything. And like there's a bunch of crypto projects that end with an so why not do that? It's like almost like osmosis, and we just said, yeah, why not? Like we had so much stuff to take care of during the initial phases, during the initial phase of the project, where we just went with it. So it was this half random that word that kind of fit into what we were trying to express.
All right. Well, it's a great name. So I think that's a great name. And you've also got a great domain name, osmium.space. It's easy to remember, easy to spell. So I think that is it's a great name for the blockchain. I want to show on my screen here, there's this pecuniaplatform.io. You can see in their coin stats category that there is the Osmium or OSMI token, and it breaks down based on the current price and everything, what the daily income is, the weekly income, the monthly and yearly income. So is this pretty accurate, do you think, or do you think this is going to fluctuate quite a bit?
Well, the daily Osmium income, about 2.5 Osmi, that is accurate. That you can basically get this. It is reducing as more masternodes come online, but you can very quickly get to this number if you take the number of blocks per day and divide it by the number of masternodes online. So it reduces, but not as quickly as it used to in the first weeks or in the first months of the project. And as we move forward in time, it will become more and more stable. It's going to continue to reduce. So basically, what I'm saying, don't look at the annual income and don't expect to get that income in a year. That's not happening. The annual income is basically what you get today times 365, and that's not going to happen because it's going to keep on reducing. So that's one thing to note. The dollar value, that revolves around our market price. So right now, the price is something like 320, I think. It changes. I mean, we've been at something over $4 just a few days ago, basically. And we've had a bit of a panic sell as September started. I think you probably noticed some coins losing their values because September typically is a pretty bad month for investments and for crypto. So right now we're currently at about $3 on Xeggex. But we're not really worried about that because we're a pretty young project. We're very new, and if you take a look at the liquidity, there's something like 2 to 3 masternodes traded every day. So there's very little volume. The order books are really thin. We have a massive amount of coins locked up in masternodes. I think there's something like 85%, maybe even 90% of all coins in masternodes. So there is very little liquidity on the market. And you can go from, I'm not looking at the order books right now, but I bet you would be able to do 15, 20, 25% jumps with just like $200. Yeah. So it fluctuates quite a bit.
Yeah.
But the market is what it is. We need more liquidity, and more liquidity will come with time.
Yeah, and we just had the whole market, Bitcoin and Ethereum, down 5+% in the last 24 hours. So all coins shift in that same direction, but by a much more substantial degree. So this is pretty typical of what I would expect in the last 24 hours. So right now there is 153 to 154,000 circulating Osmi tokens, and you said about 80 to 85% are locked up in Masternodes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that there's like, as I said, there's over 260 Masternodes, and given the fact that you need 500 coins for every single one of them, there's like 130,000 coins locked up in Masternodes.
Okay, good to know. So I think we've got a pretty good idea about the current state of the Osmium blockchain. Now, just a few questions before we wrap things up. First off, what do you think is the biggest risk to participants in the Osmium blockchain, in your opinion?
Well, it's market risk, obviously. I mean, we are a very new project, and there's a ton of projects out there. So we are doing what we can to build the software, to build the products that we want to build, and I think that we have a really awesome team. There are a bunch of professional coders that have been doing their jobs for dozens of years, so they know what they're doing. And we have a source of funding from the Superblock rewards. So there's not much risk that we will not know how to develop stuff, and there's not much risk of us not being able to pay for their work. But I mean, this is crypto, yeah. I mean, if the community breaks apart for some reason, which of course we're doing our utmost best for it not to happen, because we're building the community on honesty and on exchange of ideas. I mean, anyone can express any opinion in our Discord and not get banned. I mean, we don't ban people for saying things we don't like. We ban people for being rude and for being mean to other people. But if someone says this project is crap and I think that this is a bad idea, we talk to them. So we are doing what we can for this to be a success, and we believe that it will be.
All right. So in your opinion, what do you think is the best strategy for somebody who wants to get involved in the Osmium blockchain? And I say the best strategy for somebody who's a crypto speculator, right? What if somebody wants to try to make a bunch of money on the potential success of Osmium? What do you think the best strategy would be?
I think the best strategy would definitely be to take part in the in the Masternode rewards, be it a full node or a partial node with one of our shared Masternode partners, the two that we have on our website. I think that's the best strategy. Like spec mining the coin. I mean, sure, you can mine the coin via merge mining, but you will probably not get that many coins. As I've said, we have a very large amount of hash rate on the chain thanks to merge mining. So mining is basically a bonus. It's a nice bonus, but don't expect to mine much unless you have a massive farm. So buying coins and stacking them in masternodes is the best way to maximize your coin count, basically, because the rewards are still very decent. I mean, what we're looking at right now is like something like 180% per year, but like bear in mind that that is valid today. It will not be valid in a month from now. Yeah. I mean, it took us 5 months to get to 260 masternodes. So it'll take us another 5 months to get to 550 masternodes. and at the time, the rewards will be half of what they are today. That's how the Masternode mathematics work. So be aware of that. But all things, when all things are said and done, if you stack your rewards into a Masternode, you will get more coins. And even if the price dips a little further, your nominal coin amount will increase over time. So that will offset any potential decrease in price. Of course, you need to do the math yourself.
Yes. And do you guys have a strategy for price, for increasing the price over time?
We definitely are going to spend more time talking to people like you. We definitely want to spread the word about Osmium to other communities. And as our products come online, for example, Talon Wallet, I think that will be a great door opener, because we believe that a large number of projects will want to be on Talon Wallet, because it'll be a multi-coin, multi-currency wallet. So we will basically be allowed, it'll allow us to get to other communities, to get to more people that are going to be potentially interested in that coin. So it'll spread the word around, and I think that it'll drive demand. Plus, as I've mentioned in the very beginning, we are thinking about creative ways on how to connect the products that we are working on with the blockchain to further drive demand for the coin. Now, we don't want to talk about the specifics at this stage. Also, we are still in a very initial brainstorming phase, so I don't want to promise anything that will not turn out to be the solution that we come up with ultimately. But this is also something that we are thinking about a lot. Yeah, so basically spread the word, get the products out there, connect them to other projects, and ultimately economically bind the success of our products with the blockchain itself.
Okay, good to know. Now, where do you see the Osmium blockchain in 6 months?
In 6 months, I'm hoping to have more products in the pipeline, so instead of just one. And I think that in 6 months, we will be much further with Talon Wallet than we are now. We currently still do not have a release date. And as I've said, we only have the first beta milestone in January, so I can't tell you when Talon Wallet will come out. We have a very long list of things that we wanted to be able to do. But after we get feedback from the community from the first beta, we'll be able to assess when to do the first release and what functionality it should have and what functionality will get pushed to the second release. So maybe we might even have the first release out in 6 months. Yeah, we'll see.
Awesome. And where do you see this in a year from now?
In a year from now, I think that we should have a much larger, vibrant community around Osmium. I would love for people to start to get involved in the decision-making process a lot more. Right now, the governance is very straightforward. Basically, every month I just call people up and say, "Are you okay with me like dedicating another Superblock to Talon Wallet?" And hopefully and luckily for us, they've always said, "Yeah, sure, let's do this." But I want to involve people more in the decision-making process. So in a year from now, I believe that we'll have a number of power users that will be basically part of the family and will be co-managing the entire project. Yeah, so that would be great. I would love for that to happen, to become a fully decentralized project, which is what crypto is all about. To make it robust, to make it stronger, to make it more stable, and to make it fully community driven.
Good to know. Now, looking much further into the future, where do you see Osmium blockchain in 5 years from?
In 5 years, I believe that we will have a plethora of tools available for other coin projects. Yeah, I mean, we have a pretty long list of stuff that we would love to build. We will see what we start building sooner and what gets done later, but we should basically have a large menu of tools where if someone says, I want to build a crypto project, they would be able to concentrate on their blockchain and on their idea and not have to worry about the stuff that every project needs to worry about right now. So that would be my goal. I mean, I would love for Osmium to be the go-to project for startups to help them get there on their feet as fast as possible.
Awesome. That would be very, very cool to see. Now, where can we find you? Where can we find Osmium?
Well, you can find the coin on Xeggex, as we said, and you can find us and me and then the rest of the team in our Discord. Basically, our Discord is the best place to find us. We are there daily. We talk to people, we answer questions, and we do our best to support anyone and everyone interested in the project. So, and you can find the link to our Discord on our website.
Okay, and I will put the links to your website and your Discord in the description of this video. And you can also find the links in the YaBonks Discord channel, discord.gg/YaBonks. And those are all my questions for you today, Mancini. Do you have anything else that you want to let the audience know?
I think that we've covered everything. I'd like to thank everybody that made it to the end of the video for listening to us and for paying attention. And hopefully I'll see some of you in our Discord. So come over, say hi, and ask questions, ask other users. I think the best way to get to know a project is to get to know the community and ask people that have been with us from the very beginning to tell you how they feel about the project and if they believe in it. So don't take my word for don't take my word for it. Go ask our community. There are also a bunch of really cool, very helpful people out there, and see what they tell you about the project. So I invite you to our Discord, and hopefully I'll see you around.
Okay, great. So everybody who is watching, hop in the Discord, go talk to the community. They're very generous. And like I said earlier, they donated a large amount to our 501c3 nonprofit charity animal rescue organization called Karma Farm Sanctuary. Thank you again for that, Osmium community. And thank you for that, Mancini. And thanks for taking all the time to set up this AMA with me here today.
Yeah, it's been great fun. Thanks for having me, Alex.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. I will see you on the next one. See ya.
Bye, guys.